Welcome to the most realistic reality versus expectation video that you will ever see about Canada on YouTube. Before I get into it, I want to give you guys a disclaimer. This video is gonna offend a lot of persons, especially persons who have never migrated to Canada themselves or persons who have lived in Canada all their lives. They might not understand some of the things that I'm gonna be talking about in this video. But if you're an immigrant, you're going to be able to resonate with a lot of what I'm saying. And essentially, this video is for you. If you're thinking of moving to Canada, or if you've recently moved to Canada and you want to have an idea of what the expectation is like and match it back with the reality, then you want to stay around for the full duration of this video. Before I get into the conversation though, I want to take a second to introduce myself to all you fine persons who are seeing my face for the first time. My name is Dems, and I am a Jamaican immigrant who migrated to Canada back in 2019. I came to Canada as an international student, and when I traveled to Canada, this was my first experience traveling outside of Jamaica. So, like many of you guys watching this right now, my expectations versus my reality was couldn't be further further apart if I'm being really honest. And I want you guys to take an opportunity to share what your experience was like also into the comment section. And while you're at it, if you enjoy these kind of conversations, please take a second to subscribe to our channel to be a part of the community so we can continue having these conversations. Also, if you like these conversations, let me know by taking the time out to hit that like button. It's really important. It helps me out a whole lot. So let's talk a little bit about Canada. Canada is a country that's known for a lot of things. It's known for the friendliness of its people. It's known for the amount of opportunities that you might get. And it's known for a country that has four seasons, which really and truly is one of the aspects that a lot of persons are interested in when they decide to move to Canada. Now, that's what Canada is known for. Now, let's talk about some of the expectations that I had before moving to Canada. And it's safe to say that a lot of immigrants share similar expectations when they make the decision to move to Canada. So I'm going to talk about some of those expectations a bit in depth before we actually go to the reality of what it is like living in Canada. One of the expectations that a lot of persons have is the fact that they're going to be able to live a more convenient and comfortable life when they move to Canada. In the sense that money would not be a problem, they'll live quite comfortably in a house or an apartment, whatever the case may be, and there won't be much struggle. The second expectation is that Canadians are really nice and integration would be very friendly and they would make a lot of friends and they would integrate seamlessly. Another expectation is really job opportunities. A lot of persons believe that when they move to Canada, there's so many jobs here that they would be able to pick and choose the type of jobs that they want to do and they'll be able to get access to many, many different jobs. Another expectation is the safety of the society. A lot of persons consider Canada to be one of the safest countries in the world. And if you're coming from a country like me, in Jamaica, where crime was a real problem, a lot of persons see Canada as a safe haven where they can now raise their families in a safe environment. Another expectation, the quality of life. The quality of life is expected to be much higher in Canada than it is back home in many persons' home country. And by quality of life, I simply mean by your peace of mind. You're able to go on walks and outdoors and raise your family in a nice, comfortable place. And, you're just more contented in your life in its entirety. Now, these are some of the expectations that a lot of persons have. Now, I want you guys to take a second. If there's any other expectation that you had before moving to Canada that I didn't get a chance to mention yet, I want you to leave it down in the comment section. So for persons who are moving to Canada, they can see what your experience was like. Now, those are some of the expectations that I personally had when I was moving to Canada. Again, when I mentioned that I've never traveled before, so another thing I was expecting to see was a lot of tall buildings all around the place, and you know, just a whole lot of development and healthcare would be better, and education would be better, and all of those things. Now, let's fast forward to the reality. Now, at the time of this video, it's 2025 January. I've been in Canada now for a little bit over 5.5 years. coming up on 6 years in another couple months. So my reality has changed a lot over those couple months, couple years, 5.5 years. My reality has changed a lot. Like for example, I went from my initial reality when I just landed, and then I integrated. It was a different reality. Then you get more integrated as a different reality, and then I'm where I'm at right now, and then I'm facing my own reality right now. So let me start off by talking about those early reality checks that I've gotten when I just moved to Canada. The first reality check that I got was the fact that jobs are not as easily accessible as I thought it would have been before coming to Canada. So a lot of persons find it very difficult to get their first job or to get any job that they desire in Canada up when they just land as a new immigrant, right? That was a reality check that I got, and I know a lot of persons have gotten that reality check as well. Another reality check that I got in my early integration phase was the fact of the matter that Canadians are not as friendly as we thought they were before coming to Canada. And of course, in every culture, you have good people, you have bad people, you have happy people, you have sad people, you have good people, you have bad people. Just how it is. So when I'm speaking, I'm not speaking for 100%, but I'm speaking for my own experience, and I'm speaking in the majority. Because like many of you guys, I've met persons who have been very friendly and nice just the same. But in the vast majority, what I find is that Canadians pretend to be nice a lot of times, but to be honest, they're not really nice. And I begin this video by saying that I will be offending a lot of persons in this video, but the truth is just the truth. When I say Canadians are not nice, in the sense that you have some very helpful, friendly persons that I have encountered, but a lot of persons are xenophobic. A lot of persons are xenophobic, and they really believe that immigrants are a competitor or competition to them rather than allies, rather than helping a lot of immigrants settle. They view immigrants as the problem, right? And because of that, a lot of persons blame immigrants for a lot of the challenges that's been going on in Canada right now. And a lot of Canadians would say, okay, then this is not how we were usually. It's because of the challenges that we've been facing, like the government, etc., whatever the case may be. But my point is, if you're a good person, there's nothing that can change you from being a good person at heart. Then you might evaluate some of the decisions that you have made, but by heart, you're inherently a good person. So you can't be a good person and a few things change you into a totally bad person. And I find that in my early integration, I was very shocked as to the amount of even racial profiling and discriminatory actions that I personally faced. And I know a lot of persons of color who have faced similar instances depending on where you are, of course. But it's almost like people always say, okay, then Canada is a lot more inclusive, which it is, but you have a lot of persons who, they call them rednecks. And a lot of these persons are really and truly discriminatory against especially black persons and a number of different cultures. And they show it in different ways, meaning that they are very microaggressive, and sometimes passive aggressive. And those microaggressions can take form in many places, many ways. Like for example, my wife spoke about an experience that she had where she's at work and a customer came up to her and be like, "Oh, you're working here now?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm working here now." And she's like, the customer was like, "How do you get to work? You have to take the bus, you have to do this, you have to do that." And it's almost like an expectation that if you are an immigrant of color, then you are automatically struggling. You don't have a car to drive to work. There's not anybody to drop you to work. It's like you have to take the bus. Or you're in the workplace and you're speaking good English, and a person might be like, "Oh, I'm surprised at how good your English is." And you're like, "Yeah, I'm from an English speaking country." Right? So a lot of these things are microaggression, and sometimes a lot of persons don't know that they're doing it. But this was a real reality check that I got when I just moved. In other words, I didn't really know I was black until I moved to Canada. Now, you guys might be wondering, what is he talking about? I'm from Jamaica. 99% of the population is black. You don't really see skin color, right? You don't really see skin color. And you don't really feel unfairly treated because majority of persons look like you. But when you come to Canada, that was the first time I realized that I was actually black. So if it is that you are coming to Canada and you are of color, be prepared to know that you're going to face some form of microaggression. And sometimes that can definitely take a toll on your well-being. Now, the other thing that a lot of persons didn't expect and that I didn't expect when I just moved in terms of a reality check was how lonely I would have felt. Now, there's a level of loneliness that comes with being an immigrant in Canada that you have to experience it to understand it. Now, you can surround yourself with friends, with people and stuff like that, but you're still gonna find yourself missing home. And that can take a toll on a lot of you guys and took a toll on me as well and my family. Because you're in a new country, you're in a new space, oftentimes you don't know anybody, and sometimes you're even here by yourself. And because the society is not a society that is as friendly as, say, for example, a Caribbean society where persons will automatically just be friends with you because you are in the same class or you go to the same school or you work at the same place or you live in the same neighborhood, it's really difficult to make friends in Canada. And because of that difficulty to make friends in Canada, a lot of persons fall into the trap of what is called a rat race. Now, the rat race is when you really just get up in the morning, you go to work, you go to school, you make your money, you get your education, whatever it is that you're here to do. You do that, you go grocery shopping, you do this here and there. You might go to a few social events here and there. You get integrated as best as you can. But when you go home, you always find yourself back being by yourself. And that level of loneliness takes a toll on a lot of persons. So if you're moving to Canada, be prepared for that as well. Don't let that catch you off guard because that catch a lot of persons off guard. The other reality check that a lot of persons don't speak about is in the workplace, how competitive it is. Many industries, it's like almost like people are willing to climb on top of you to get to the top of the ladder. Now, is that something that's unique to Canada? Probably not. Probably you are watching this right now from somewhere else in the world and you're laughing to yourself and you're saying, but this is how it is in my country. This is how it is where we are right now. But the point of the matter is, the expectation was when you get here, it would have been a nice, friendly, easygoing environment, but it's a really competitive environment in the workplace. In the workplace, you have to be very careful of what you say. You have to be very careful of who you speak with and share personal things with, because best believe many of what you say will be in circulation in the office. And just as how in Jamaica you have gossip, workplace gossip, you have workplace differences, it's the same here. And a lot of persons will pretend to be your friend just to know your business. And that was kind of like a reality check for me as well. So be prepared for that. Don't let that catch you off guard. But also be prepared for the fact that people will not miss an opportunity to climb on top of you in order for them to succeed. And I've seen that in many, many occasions. And that's one of the reality checks that I got. Another reality check that I got is as it relates to, remember we spoke about the opportunities that's here and all of those things, and you have to be like, it's difficult for you to get your first job and stuff like that. A lot of persons find themselves working two, three jobs just to survive. Because of course it depends on decisions that they make, like for example where they decide to live. Cost of living is sometimes a lot higher than what people think it actually is going to be. When you come to Canada, you know it's an expensive country. You have all heard it. We have all said it on this channel, and you've seen it on many other channels and many other platforms. Canada is an expensive country. However, when you come to Canada as an immigrant, you really don't know how expensive it is until you can't afford to pay rent, until you can't afford to buy groceries, until you can't afford to live in a two-bedroom apartment and there's five persons in the family. And a lot of persons end up being in a more difficult positions than they were even back home. A lot of persons have been renting like even one-bedroom basement with five-person family. A lot of persons find themselves working three jobs with no time to spend with family. A lot of persons find themselves, some international students, example, find themselves even renting a mattress, renting a bed, renting a room with five strangers. And these are reality checks that a lot of persons get when they move to Canada. Now, how do you mitigate that? I'll probably say research, but the truth of the matter is there are some things that you won't learn until you're actually here. And a lot of persons say that, hey, they have visited Canada, and many of what we have shared on our channel, many persons say that they have never experienced it, and so forth, so on. But what I would like to say is when you have visited somewhere, it's totally different than when you are now living there and you have to integrate and you have bills to pay and you have to survive. So it can be a very difficult place, definitely. Now, of course, the bigger cities, I'll call them out: Toronto, Vancouver, and even Calgary is getting there right now because there's been a lot of mass migration from within Canada. A lot of persons are moving from like Ontario cities, from British Columbia cities, and they're moving to Calgary, they're moving to Edmonton, and they're moving to different parts of Alberta. And because of that mass migration, it's actually causing costs of living to be increased in these other parts of the country as well. So what I'm trying to say is, when you live in the bigger cities, things are going to be more expensive. It's a given. There's a lot of small cities that things are a lot more affordable, but you won't have the same amenities that what you have in the big city. So a lot of persons weigh the pros against the cons, and it depends on what they want to do as an individual that might determine where it is that they choose to live. But in a bigger city, rent a one-bedroom apartment can cost you north of $1,800, up to $2,000. I've heard a lot of times. A 2 or 3 bedroom apartment is north of $2,000 up to $2,500, and that is sometimes 60-70% of what your income is like. So a lot of persons find themselves living hand to mouth, which is something that I wasn't really prepared for either. There's many occasions when I myself find myself in Canada living from paycheck to paycheck and unable to save a dime sometimes because your bills are so far and they're just like coming like a like it's just swarming in on you, and you find yourself living from paycheck to paycheck a lot of times. And this is something that a lot of persons didn't really prepare for, because when you move to Canada, you think that okay, then you're gonna have all this surplus money, you're gonna be able to pay your bills adequately, you're gonna be able to live a nice, comfortable life. But the truth of the matter is, you might find yourself living from paycheck to paycheck a lot of times. And a lot of immigrants even end up having to be going to the food banks because their back is against the wall and there's nothing else that like they can do to survive. Now, I did a video recently where I shared Canada is a scam, and of course, I didn't agree that Canada is a scam, because I still believe that there is enough opportunities in Canada for you to succeed and for you to thrive, and also the services that's in Canada is not in many other places in the world. Like for example, free healthcare, and I say free healthcare even though I know that taxes cover it. So I don't want anybody to comment and say it's not free. Of course, it's not free. You pay taxes to cover it. But the point I'm trying to make is, you pay taxes in other countries too, and you don't have free healthcare. So in that sense, you have free healthcare in Canada. You have free education as well, up to tertiary level. Many countries have to pay school fees for secondary school, etc. Um, it's a relatively safe country. There's crime that happens anywhere in the world. Canada is no different. Crime happens here as well. However, it's a relatively safe country and the quality of life is very good. I really like the fact that you have 4 seasons and each seasons come with its own experiences. In the summertime, I like going outdoors, I like doing backyard cookout, I like going on walks, I like going to the park with the kids, and just being outside in the summertime is a whole vibe. In fall, that's when you take out your photo camera, your cameras, start taking those photos outdoors because the colors are just majestic, and also the temperature is just that sweet spot that you can actually be outside and enjoy it. Spring is a different kettle of fish. You get to dress up, you get to show those outfits that you wanted to wear in the springtime, and of course winter, if you're into winter sports, sledding, skiing, toboggan, fun things like that, you are definitely able to see. If you want to see the snow, you're able to see that. So I like that, and the quality of life is good. The healthcare system is good, free education for kids. All of these factors are factors that makes it worthwhile to stay in Canada. But are there challenges? Absolutely there are challenges. Cost of living is through the roof. Cost of living is through the roof, and also it's very difficult for a single person to survive on a single income in Canada. It's very difficult. If you're a single person and you're working one job with one salary, it's very difficult for you to survive in Canada, if I'm being really honest, because the cost of living is just that high. It's very competitive in the workplace and jobs are very scarce. Jobs are very, very, very scarce right now, and it is just not a good time. So there are also challenges, but these are realities that needs to be spoken about. These are realities that new immigrants need to understand, so that when you get to Canada, you are not getting here and you feel as if like you have made a mistake, or you feel unprepared, or you feel like your expectation and your reality was so far apart. You want to make sure that you understand exactly how it is. If you know somebody who's moving to Canada, please send this video to them so that they can understand exactly what it is like to move to Canada. If you have recently moved to Canada, of course, hopefully you've gotten some form of value from this conversation. Everything I say here is what I experienced personally. I try to be as open and transparent with you guys as much as I can, because my goal obviously is not to just share my own journey and to grow my YouTube channel, of course, so make sure that you're subscribing, but it's also to help somebody's journey to be better than what my journey is or was. My journey is still going on. I'm still on my Canadian dream journey, just as many of you guys. I'm 5.5 years in. Many of you guys are 10 years in. Many of you guys are 20 years in. Many of you guys it's your first year. Many of you guys it's your second year. We are all at different points of our journey, but we are constantly on the same journey. And as we go on to a different phase, the Canadian reality shows up differently. That's what I would like to say. So if you guys have gotten any value from this video, please take a second to hit that subscribe button. Please take a second to smash a like on this video, and most importantly, leave your comments in the comment section. Let's have a conversation. Were you surprised when you moved to Canada? Was it a good surprise or a bad surprise? Leave your comments right down below. Until next time, guys, I will see you guys in the next video.